Hey everyone, Kelly Dean Allen here again. Today we're going to have a look at how to play Rock Steady by Mick Ralphs, Paul Rodgers, and 70s rock titans Bad Company. Track 2 from the band's 1974 debut album, and one of the band's more beloved tracks, despite it not being one of the band's numerous rock hits and or more high-profile tracks. We'll also have a look at the fantastic Mick Ralphs guitar solo to this one as well, once we get all the rhythm parts under our belt. So let's close in, have a look at this one, shall we? Good then, Mick Ralphs, Bad Company, and Rock Steady from the band's debut album. We are in standard tuning for this tutorial. This one has a great classic opening riff, not that difficult to play. It goes a little something like this. So we're starting with a double stop here on the 5th fret of the D and the G string. We're going to catch this on the upstroke, give it a little downwards tug. Pretty much every time you hit this double stop, you're giving it a little downwards tug, right? And then after you hit that double stop on the upstroke, you're going to grab 2 open A's and choke them off. Kind of like that, right? And then you're going to repeat that 3 times. And then we're into this little lick. 5/7 of the A down to the double stop. Quick grab of the open A string, slide the double stop up to 7, slide it back to 5. Right? And then we're going to play the same riff again, but we're going to kind of reverse it and start it with the 2 open A's instead of starting it with the double stop. Kind of like this. And then play that little lick again, right? And now the riff is going to change a little bit. So we're going to hit the 2 open A's to start it, right? And then we're going to grab the double stop on the 7 quickly off to 5, right? And repeat that twice. And then play that lick again, right? The 5/7 double stop. And then repeat. And about the 4th time through that lick, which is kind of changing as it's going along, you're just going to hang on that 7 instead of sliding it back to 5. And at this point, the vocals come in, right? So that is the riff up to when the vocals come in. Right? And then we're just going to continue the that exact same riff all throughout the first verse once Paul Rodgers starts singing. With the quick 7 off to 5, right? Twice. Right? And you're not going to be doing the slide back to 5. You're just going to hang on that 7 every time. So you're going to repeat that 8 times or for 16 bars. And you're going to repeat it 4 more times after that until the pre-chorus kicks in. So the pre-chorus, C power chord into a D power chord, off to an F, into a G, down to an A. D, F, G, A. And then after he goes off to A, he's going to grab a little double stop here on the 5s of the G and the B and just kind of let it ring before dropping back into C, right, for the second half of the pre-chorus. So, C, D, F, G, A. Back to C, back into D, now F, G, A. You're kind of double timing the second time through that progression, right? To F to G is going to be a little bit faster, and then off to A. F, G, A. And then right at the end of the chorus, while he's saying rock steady, you're going to grab this 8th fret of the B string here and give it a full step bend and let it ring. Right? So that is the pre-chorus chorus. D, F, G, A, C, D, F, G, A. Right, then you grab that note at the 8th fret of the B. And then we're back into the main riff again, starting on the double stop. And then we're into the second verse, right? Repeats of that riff, and then we're into another pre-chorus. Second time he plays like a little lick after that double stop, right? Something like that. A little pull off from 7 off to 5 back onto 7, back in C, D, F, G, A. And then you grab that note again, and that kind of leads into the solo at this point. So then the solo, let's have a little play through, and then we'll show you how to play it. That's pretty much the solo right there. A minor pentatonic work here for the most part, starting with a bend here on the 7 of the G, grabbing the 8 of the B with your pinky right back into the bend again. Kind of like that, right? With a little vibrato on that note. And then we're into that. So you're gonna after you bend that the second time, right? You're gonna drop your pinky back on the 8, kind of hit those notes together. And then you're going to bend that twice, release it off to 5. Into that, a little bend of the 7 off to 5, and then resolve it to the 7 of the D. Into this. Just a little hammer on 5 to 7, double hit of the 5 of the G, and then another hammer on from 5 to 7, right? So that's the intro to the solo. And then we're into this. Just a classic little blues lick, bending that 7, riding down the 5s, dropping onto the 8, letting it sit on that 8 for a second because you want to hear that note, and then you're going to give it a full step bend. Then you're going to move that up to 10, 2 step-and-a-half bends into this. Just on the 8s and 10s, right after the 2 bends. And then you're going to go 8, 10 of the B, finish on the 9 of the G. And that's about the first half of the solo. So, from the beginning. Now, when you land on that note, you're going to kind of slide out of it and then slide right back into this. So we're grabbing the 13 onto the 15 of the B right into a full step bend. Grab the 15 of the high E and then another bend, right? You're going to do that twice. And then the third time, you're going to kind of do it 3 times actually, and the third time you're going to release that pre-bend, and then you're going to release that pre-bend off to 13 and then drop back onto the 15 again. Kind of like that, right? Into this. Just a little bend of that 15, off to 13, back to 15, and then finish on the 14 of the G. Right? And then we're into this. So you're going to drop back onto the 15s of the E and the B string, and you're going to pre-bend the B string, kind of like that, right? Catch the E first, and then 13, 15 again, and then a little bend release off to 13, finishing on that 14 again, and then slide out of it, right? And to finish the solo with this, 3 more bends here on the 10, step and a half, and then just 8-10, 8-10, and then a quick little 8-10 again. And then we finish the solo with this. Just a little bend release of the 7 off to 5, kind of a little pre-bend actually, kind of like that. And then again, 7, ride down the 5s, 8 off to 5, back onto 8. Right into a full step bend, and that finishes the solo. So from the beginning, or sorry, from the middle. Slide out. And from the beginning. And then we just drop right back into another chorus, pre-chorus. F, G, A, C, D, F, G, A. And at this point, we're just going to continue right into another chorus, right? And he does that after the A. Grabs a little double stop here on the 5s. And then he grabs a bend here on the 7s, drops right back into C again. F, G, A, C, D, F, G, A. And right at that point there, this is the end of the track, ends it with a little hammer on from 5 to 7. And that, my friends, is how you play Rock Steady by Bad Company. Certainly hope you enjoyed the tutorial, found it helpful, and if you did, please hit that like button right down there. Maybe drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that would be very kind. Hope you're well out there in your little guitar corner of the world, wherever that may find you, and we will see you next time. Cheers.